She moved out already. As soon as you saw her packing up her stuff, it should have been like, all right, you know what? That is a reality check, and I really need to like switch up what I'm doing because I don't want to lose this woman.
Back up on my bullshit, back up on the scene. Done dealing with you, don't know how to deal with me. Done fucking with you, don't know how to love me.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, welcome. Hey, so today we are going to be reviewing Love is Blind season 2 After the Altar episode 12. Okay, so let's get into it. Actually, before we get into the video, I need you to do me a favor. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps me out and is really easy and simple for you to do, but it helps me a ton. So please do that for me, and then for real, we can get into the video. Okay, so to be honest, this first episode of Love is Blind After the Altar, it kind of dragged a little bit in the beginning. Like, I feel like we could have did without some of the pieces in the beginning. So I'm really just gonna cut to like when it started to get a little bit more interesting because, like I said, to be honest, the beginning, they dragged that out. We did get, though, in the beginning, Shane and Natalie talking about like the status of their relationship. And she says that she texted him to say, well, I don't know if she said she texted him, but she just let him know the door is closed forever. But Shane says that the door will always be open. We also get in this episode Deepti and Kyle showing us like the dynamic of their friendship. We get Shane and Shayna acting like they are besties. We get Danielle and Nick talking, and to be honest, I was just getting, this is something that I've noticed about a lot of the couples. They just don't seem genuine. And the way that they talk, I don't know if it's because like the cameras are on them again and they are feeling the pressure to perform, but it felt very performative. A lot of these couples when they were interacting with each other, and just, it was a little bit like, I don't believe you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe that you're like as in love as you try to portray. But I'm kind of jumping ahead. We found out also that Shake was not invited, which good. Please. I could not handle him on my TV screen. So I'm very glad to know that he was not invited. Good riddance, Playboy. We get Jared and Ayana talking about what it was like to be married and living together. And Jared is saying like, it is a lot. It's a lot. Oh my gosh, to just live with somebody and be around them all the time when you aren't at work. And I just felt like, people always say that your first year of marriage is the hardest. And for me, I don't really feel like that. And let me just tell you why. Because I have some like different viewpoints on like marriage. Because, you know, listen, take this or don't take it. But for me, I'm not going to marry anybody until I live with them first. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going to marry you and I don't know you 100% through and through, in and out. And I feel like the way you really get to know somebody is living with them. And that's how you can tell if you could deal with being with them long term. Because when you do live with somebody, you are having to be around them a lot. I mean, if you work like regular hours or whatever the case may be, I feel like, to be honest, me and my husband, we really don't get to spend a lot of time together because I work a lot, he work a lot, like, you know what I'm saying? But all that to say, for me, I need to live with you first, okay? I need to know you. I need to know how you are day in, day out, when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're aggravated, how you deal with your money, how you manage bills, are you paying rent on time? Like, I need to know all of that before I marry you. So for me and my husband, we were already living together before we got married. So when we got married, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, we got to adjust to like living with each other. And I feel like that's because I was saying that to say when he said it was so hard being around somebody all the time. And it's like, but why? Like, I feel like it should be fun. And I think back to even when we did start living with each other initially, it was a little bit difficult to sleep because you used to having a bed to yourself. But as far as like the spending time with that person, when you get along, and it's fun. Yes, they get on your nerves, you get agitated, but that just comes with the territory. But for the most part, it is fun. You have fun together. You enjoy each other. So when he was just talking about how hard it was basically having to be around her all the time, I was like, red flag. red flag. And to me, they just are so incompatible. As I was watching these next couple of episodes, I just was like, how did they ever end up getting married? Again, I'm skipping ahead, but I just had to get that one out. Kyle talks about Deepthi and how much she means to him and how much they get along and stuff like that. And I feel like when you do cultivate a friendship first and you really take your time to get to know the person and build that friendship and the attraction is there, I feel like that's great. But I also feel like sometimes when you take too long to make that transition, you could kind of accidentally end up in a friend zone forever. So we get in this episode Jared talking about him going out a lot, and we already knew that was a problem that they were dealing with before, like during the regular season, and it's still a problem. And for me, I do not mind if you want to go out here and there, but going out multiple times a week and coming home so late, and then it's like, to me, I felt like he got the job as a bartender or a security guard, whichever one it was. I don't know, I think it might have been both, but I feel like he got those jobs just so that he can have a reason to be in the club. So now it's like, okay, I'm out all the time, but I'm working, I'm at work, you know what I'm saying? So it seems more legitimate. But it's like, sir, because here's the thing, I never like when people make it seem like, well, you're married now, you can't do this, because it's like, I don't have the time to go out all the time, but when I do make time to go out with my best friend or my sisters or something like that, I'm not watching the clock. Okay, I'm not watching the clock. So I'm probably going to come home very, very late. And the same goes for my husband. But I feel like the difference is that's really a once in a while type of a thing for us. It's not on an everyday basis. So when my husband goes out with his friends, I'm like, have fun. Please be safe, but have fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, oh, it's 12 o'clock, he ain't home yet. Or is this time? Because I know we work a lot. We don't get to see our people that often. So when we do, like I said, nobody's like watching the clock. But for Jared, he's going out multiple times a week. Sir, you might have a problem. And in this episode too, we saw Ayana and Natalie talk before all of the rest of the girls came, and she said that she feels like he has an overindulgence problem. And that might be true, because I don't understand going out multiple times a week and then you even went and got a job in the place that you just like to frequent so you can have an excuse. Yeah, that's definitely sounding problematic. We also find out in this episode that because Jared has not made any changes and he refuses to make any changes or acquiesce to her requests for him to limit the amount of times that he goes out or how late he stays out or whatever she was asking of him, she has decided to move out. And it's like, to me, that speaks volumes. Like, and I feel like when they were talking, she said, you know, tell me, what are you going to do? He was getting on my nerves too. When somebody was asking him a serious question, he would make a joke or he would laugh. And it's like, nobody's playing with you. Okay? We're asking serious questions and we want answers to them. Why are you chuckling like this a joke? It's not a joke. But I feel like the fact that he still has not made the changes and she's already moved out, it's like, come on. Like, she was asking him, like, well, what are you going to do? What things are you going to put in place to make these changes? And I feel like that says that he hasn't done it yet. So it's like, she already moved out and that wasn't enough for you to make the changes. But now the cameras are here and you're like, well, this is what I'm going to do now. And it's like, you should have been did that. She moved out already. As soon as you saw her packing up her stuff, it should have been like, all right, you know what? That is a reality check. And I really need to like switch up what I'm doing because I don't want to lose this woman. But he didn't do that. So that's kind of like, do you really want to make the changes or are you just talking? I mean, we all know how the story ends. We also get in this episode Natalie letting us know that Shane and Shayna had some inappropriate messages exchanged, and basically that's the reason why they are not together. And so I feel so torn about this because as the episodes progress, you know, we get Shane's side and Shayna's side. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I do feel like Shane and Shayna are almost one and the same. So I feel like they could be potentially lying for each other. But I also feel like maybe Natalie is saying the word inappropriate in terms of like just things that shouldn't be said, like maybe like no, because she did say that it was some sexual things said. So I was gonna say that inappropriate could mean a lot of different things, but she said sexual. So but I'll get more into that in like the later episodes. We get in this episode too, everybody going down to a house for an 80s party, and Sal arrives with a girl. Interesting. And then the episode goes off. So that was it for this episode of Love is Blind season 2 After the Altar. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one for episode 13 and then 14 after that. Okay, so stay tuned for those episodes. They are coming, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.